If you think your carry-on is fine because it worked last year, you're already behind. Because in 2026, bags aren't getting flagged for the reasons most people think. It's no longer just about liquids. It's not just about size. And it's definitely not just about what's inside your bag. Airports are now using new enforcement tactics, AI screening, and surprise checks that are catching experienced travelers completely off guard. People who've flown for years without a single issue are suddenly getting pulled aside, delayed at the gate, or forced to pay unexpected fees. And the worst part? Most of these rules aren't clearly advertised anywhere. Your bag can look perfectly fine, fit the sizer, and still get flagged, sometimes before it even reaches the scanner. In this video, I'm breaking down the carry-on rules that are quietly being enforced in 2026, why bags are really getting flagged, and exactly how to avoid delays, searches, and last-minute gate checks. Because once your bag is flagged, there's no arguing your way out of it, and a few small mistakes can easily cost you time, money, or even your flight. All right, let's get into it. Number 1. AI bag profiling before you even reach security. This is the biggest change in 2026 and the one almost nobody sees coming. Your carry-on is now being assessed before it ever touches a scanner. Airports are using AI-powered cameras at security lines and boarding gates to judge how your bag looks, how full it appears, how bulky it is, how many items you're carrying, even how awkward it looks when you move. And here's the part that catches people out. Your bag can be technically allowed, within size limits, and still be flagged purely because it looks like a problem. Overstuffed bags, misshapen backpacks, bulging zips, they all raise risk scores. Once that happens, you're far more likely to get pulled for manual inspection or targeted for a gate check later. The smartest move in 2026 isn't squeezing everything in. It's making your bag look calm, light, and under control. Number 2, carry-on weight limits enforced at the gate. This one is brutal because it happens when you think you're already safe. Airlines have quietly reactivated carry-on weight limits, especially on smaller and regional aircraft, and gate agents are now enforcing them during boarding. Your bag can fit perfectly in the sizer and still fail because it's too heavy. Agents are lifting bags, using handheld scales, and targeting anything that feels dense. And once you're at the gate, you've lost all leverage. Gate check fees are often double what checking the bag earlier would have cost, and your only choices are pay or miss your flight. What makes this worse is how easy it is to go over without realizing. Laptops, books, cameras, souvenirs, they add up fast. The fix is simple but critical. Weigh your bag at home and move heavy items into your personal item before you ever leave. Number 3. Loose lithium batteries triggering full bag searches. Lithium battery fires are one of aviation's biggest safety fears right now, and enforcement has ramped up hard. Any spare battery that isn't inside a device, in original packaging, or inside a proper battery case is considered a serious risk. If TSA sees loose batteries rolling around your bag, your entire carry-on is getting pulled for a full methodical search. Wrapping batteries in clothing doesn't count. Phone power banks, camera batteries, vape batteries, all of them need terminal protection. The reason is simple. Loose batteries can short-circuit against keys, coins, or each other, and when they do, they can reach extreme temperatures in seconds. This one mistake turns a normal screening into a long delay faster than almost anything else. Number 4. Power banks without clear watt-hour labels. This is where a lot of experienced travelers are losing expensive gear. In 2026, if a power bank doesn't clearly show its watt-hour rating and that label can't be easily read, it's getting confiscated. No guessing, no explaining, no quick math to save it. Anything over 100 watt-hours is banned outright, and agents are now checking labels closely. The problem is, most power banks are labeled in milliamp hours, which requires a conversion many people get wrong under pressure. And if the label is damaged, faded, or unclear, that's treated the same as being over the limit. The safest option now is simple. Only travel with power banks that are clearly marked under 100 watt-hours and keep the label visible. Otherwise, you're gambling with a device you might never see again. Number 5. Thick metal and insulated empty water bottles. This one frustrates a lot of travelers because they do everything right and still get flagged. Your bottle is empty, the lid is off, you followed the rules, and yet your bag still gets pulled aside. The reason is visibility. Thick, stainless steel and vacuum-insulated bottles often show up on X-ray scanners as a solid black mass. Agents can't see through the double walls or the base, which means they can't confirm it's actually empty. And when scanners can't confirm something, they assume the worst. Bottles with wide bases, unusual shapes, or heavy bottoms raise even more suspicion. That's why expensive insulated bottles are flagged every day. Agents will shake them, unscrew lids, and sometimes ask you to fully dismantle them for inspection. In some cases, bottles are confiscated simply because they can't be cleared visually. The safest bottle in 2026 isn't the best one, it's the one that looks harmless. Clear plastic or collapsible bottles go straight through without question. Number 6. The powder rule causing long chemical testing delays. Powders are one of the biggest time traps in security right now. Anything powder-like over 12 ounces automatically triggers additional screening, and that screening isn't quick. Protein powder, baby formula, coffee, makeup, spices, powdered medications, it all gets treated the same. The issue isn't that powders are illegal, it's that powders can hide other substances on X-ray, which means scanners can't tell what's really there. So agents have to open containers, run chemical tests, and sometimes test multiple samples. This is how people miss connections. One large container can turn into 20 minutes of testing while the line backs up behind you. The mistake most people make is packing powders deep inside their bag or combining multiple types in one pouch. That forces agents to unpack everything. The smarter move is breaking powders into smaller containers under 12 ounces, keeping original labels when possible, and placing them where they're easy to inspect. Organization here saves serious time. Number 7. Multiple personal items flagged by gate cameras. This rule didn't just get stricter, it got automated. In 2026, airlines aren't relying on human judgment alone anymore. Many gates now use AI-assisted cameras and scanners that count how many separate items you're carrying. A purse plus a laptop bag is already 2. Add a shopping bag, a camera bag, or even a large water bottle with its own strap, and you've crossed the line. Even if everything fits under the seat, the system flags you. That's when gate agents step in and charge fees on the spot. This catches people who've flown the same way for years without an issue. The mistake isn't bringing too much. It's making your items look separate. The fix is consolidation. Smaller bags inside, larger ones, clip-on pouches, or a single bag with compartments. You're not avoiding rules. You're avoiding detection by making everything look like one item. Number 8. Smart luggage with non-removable batteries. This one is quietly brutal because people find out too late. Smart luggage is only allowed if the lithium battery can be removed instantly. No tools, no instructions, no effort. If an agent can't see how to remove it in seconds, the bag is banned. Built-in chargers, GPS trackers, electronic locks, digital scales, all of that becomes irrelevant if the battery is sealed inside. Gate agents are now trained to check this during boarding, not earlier, which is why people end up abandoning expensive suitcases or paying rush shipping fees just to make their flight. Some don't find out until the return trip and get stuck overseas with non-compliant luggage. The lesson in 2026 is simple. Smart features don't matter. Compliance does. If the battery doesn't pop out instantly, it's not coming on board. Number 9. Overpacked bags creating X-ray solid mass flags. This one feels backwards, but it's a huge reason bags get pulled. When you pack too efficiently, rolling clothes tight, stuffing socks into shoes, layering electronics between fabric, your bag stops looking like individual items on the scanner. Instead, it shows up as one dense, solid mass. And when scanners can't clearly separate objects, agents don't guess, they search. That's when your entire carry-on gets unpacked piece by piece in front of everyone. What makes this worse is how long it takes. A bag that needs full manual clearing can easily add 15 or 20 minutes, especially during peak travel times. The fix sounds wrong, but it works. Use packing cubes to separate items, keep electronics together, and leave a little breathing room in your bag. A slightly emptier bag clears faster than a perfectly packed one. Number 10. Liquids in oversized containers, even if they're half empty. This is still catching experienced travelers out because the rule sounds logical. But enforcement isn't. TSA doesn't care how much liquid is inside the container. They only care about the size printed on the bottle. That half-empty 6-ounce shampoo? Gone. That expensive skincare product that's mostly used up? Confiscated. In 2026, agents are checking container sizes closely, and there's no chance to fix it at the checkpoint. Once they spot it, it's removed immediately. What also trips people up is what counts as a liquid now. Cream makeup, gels, thick balms, peanut butter, hummus, even some medical gels. All of it falls under the liquid rule. That's why people are losing $50 products they never thought would be an issue. The only safe move is using containers that are 3.4 ounces or smaller, no exceptions. Number 11. Food triggering agriculture inspections and fines. This one shocks people because it isn't just a TSA issue. Your carry-on can be inspected by agriculture officers, especially on certain routes and all international flights. Fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, dairy, homemade snacks, even things that seem harmless, can trigger serious penalties. That apple you packed to be healthy? That homemade trail mix? That local cheese you brought as a gift? Some of these can lead to fines in the hundreds of dollars. And unlike TSA, agriculture officers can issue federal penalties and create a violation record. What makes this dangerous is that something legal at the start of your trip might be illegal at your destination. The safest option is sticking to commercially packaged foods with clear labels and checking restrictions for where you're going, especially internationally. Number 12. Medications not in original pharmacy packaging. This one causes panic when it happens. Pills in unmarked organizers, loose medication, or prescriptions that don't match your name are treated as potential drug violations, not innocent mistakes. Even life-saving medication can be delayed or confiscated if it can't be verified quickly. Agents may ask for proof, contact pharmacies, or involve law enforcement if they find controlled substances without proper documentation. ADHD meds, anxiety medications, painkillers, these get extra scrutiny. People miss flights because verification takes too long. The safest move is boring but effective. Keep medications in original pharmacy bottles with your name clearly printed, and carry copies of prescriptions or a doctor's note, especially when traveling internationally. Number 13. Forgetting to remove electronics from your bag. This is the one everyone thinks they won't forget, and millions still do. Laptops, tablets, gaming devices, large cameras, anything bigger than a phone creates dense shadows on the scanner. When agents see electronics left inside a bag, it forces a full manual search. Not just the device, everything around it too. This single mistake backs up entire lines and puts immediate attention on you. Business travelers miss flights over this every day because one laptop stayed buried under clothes. The fix is simple, but only if you prepare. Keep electronics together in an outer pocket and treat removal as automatic, no matter how rushed you feel. Doing this signals compliance, experience, and makes agents far less likely to slow you down further. The thing to remember is this. Your bag usually isn't getting flagged because you did something wrong. It's getting flagged because enforcement has changed, technology has changed, and most travelers are still packing like it's 5 years ago. Once you understand what security and gate agents are actually looking for, a lot of this becomes easy to avoid. A few small adjustments before you leave home can save you long delays, surprise fees, and that awful moment where you're watching your bag get pulled apart in front of everyone. Carry-on rules in 2026 aren't about being perfect. They're about looking compliant, organized, and low risk. If this helped you, share it with someone you travel with, because this is exactly the kind of stuff that catches people out when they least expect it. And if you want more airport tips that actually reflect how travel works now, make sure you're subscribed. Safe travels, and get to your gate without the drama.